welcome to A Better Place. As you know, in this season our theme is love. However, we have a very special edition for you. Stay tuned, we will be right back.
It's a wireless system. Cable WTN. Go digital WTN. With local TV channel 10. Call and make a date. 542-5898. Down by overseas building, Ruby and Star waiting. 48 channel, fasting with plenty more coming. News and sports from all over. Novella, Creole and Patois. Local thing is priority soon. Papi Menton, Taki Taki. WTN channel TV 10. We'll always be your friend. Check out the scene, we have the best rate. 542-5898. Amen. WTN K1.
Hi, and welcome back to A Better Place. As I mentioned in the intro, we have a special edition in store for you today. Today we will be speaking to none other than Dr. Stevens. Dr. Stevens, welcome to A Better Place.
Great to be here. And although we have other things to talk about, I like the theme of love, so maybe we'll get into that.
All right, so Dr. Stevens, we're here today to talk a bit about the Lighthouse Foundation. But before we start talking about that, I would like you to, explain to the viewing audience who Dr. Stevens is.
First of all, Dr. Stevens is a St. Martiner. Although I was born in the U.S., I've lived here in St. Martin for more than a quarter of a century, and I consider this my home. I love it here. That's why I'm here with you today. I care about our island. I love using our theme. I do love the island. And it was love that brought me here, because it was my wife, Asha, who many people know. She was the one who brought me here the first time in 1987. And it's now home.
Okay. So tell us a little bit about your background.
My background, I was a teacher. I've been a teacher for over 50 years, or almost 50 years. And I became a teacher actually as a teenager. Long story. I was 18 years old when I first qualified to be a teacher. And I've been teaching all my life. I've had many other jobs along the way, and I've taught just about every subject I can imagine. The main thing is I've taught what I love. My main theme was to teach people how to be successful, if that's possible. And
right.
So that's been my theme throughout my life.
Yeah, because I know the first time I met you, that was in 1999, some years ago, and I actually met you teaching the Toastmasters youth, or the youth wing, so to speak, for
right.
Toastmasters. And I wanted to join Toastmasters, but I wanted to join a group where I felt more at home with, and that's why I joined that particular group, which I thought was very interesting because it dealt mainly with younger teenagers who were then in the high school. Have you done anything with that since?
Not only have we done things with it, we actually started 5 clubs here on the island back about the time you're talking about. We'll have a meeting next Tuesday night talking about the future of the Lighthouse and the Navy League, which work hand in glove. And part of what we'll be talking about will be speaking in public or Toastmasters. We've got some great people from the Toastmasters that are going to be there. And we'll be talking about professional, we've got some great clubs already on the island, great Toastmaster clubs. And I would encourage anyone who's not involved to get involved. But we'll be adding at least 2 or 3 more clubs. And what we're looking at are clubs that are specifically designed for teachers, for example. Another club designed specifically for youth. Just what you're talking
Yes.
about. We have we're looking at a 3rd club for people that are incarcerated at Point Blanche,
Right.
because we realize that one of the major problems that cause people to get in trouble with the law is their inability to communicate effectively. Believe it or not, there's a lot of evidence of that. So one of the places that we'll be working to establish a club. We'll be at the prison to help young people, and they're mainly young people that are incarcerated, to help them improve not only their speaking skills, leadership skills, success skills, so that when they have options when they get out.
Okay,
so
good.
We're working on that.
Good. So now let's talk about our main topic today, which is the Lighthouse Foundation. Tell us, what is the Lighthouse Foundation?
The Lighthouse Foundation is an organization dedicated to improving the lot of individuals, organizations, and communities. Our whole we're a nonprofit organization. We have no paid staff. I'm not paid. Nobody on the staff is paid. Neither our trainers, and we've got some of the top trainers in the world that work with us. They're not all here on the island, but they work with us, and we're able to bring them from off island to come. And that's one of the advantages of living in paradise. People are willing to come from New York or New Jersey, or I have 2 people here this week from California, 2 professionals. And we have people come from all over. We've had them come from Europe that come here very often on vacation. And we say, by the way, while you're here, would you like to do just a few-hour workshop, work with us to help our youth, to help the disadvantaged people on the island? And most people that are successful have a drive, have a love for helping others. That's a key to success anywhere. So they're willing to help. So we have some of the best people in the world, some of the top people. You'll hear more about that in the future. We've got a big event planned. I told you this coming Tuesday night, we're going to have an information session at the Asha Stevens School where we'll be talking about our plans. In March, we have a best-selling author that's going to be here. I'm not going to divulge any more information right now, but and coming at no expense. I also like to point out the fact that what we do is at no expense to our island, because our government is we all face tough economic times. In the last year, in 2013, I traveled over 100,000 miles, and that was at no expense to our government. But wherever I go, I wave the St. Martin flag. This is my home. I love it. I care about it. And it's through that we're able to attract people to come here to contribute.
Well, Mr. Stevens, the information that you've brought over so far is very good for the heirs to hear about the persons who are willing to give back, to society, because I also believe in that you will become successful when you contribute towards your island, because you see your fruits in the young people that's, coming up after us. So we'll take a break, and when we come back, we'll talk more about the Lighthouse Foundation. Stay tuned, we will be right back.
GEBE has been faithfully serving the communities of St. Martin, Saba, and Statia, powering your home and our economy. Come rain or shine, our qualified team of professionals are working hard 24 hours a day to provide you and your family with safe, reliable electricity and water. We use the latest technologies and test our products daily to maintain the highest international standards. Our friendly staff is always there to assist you, whether in person, over the phone, or online. We are committed to constantly improving our products and services, making them more efficient, effective, and environmentally friendly to serve you better today and our next generation of clients tomorrow. GEBE, powering a brighter future.
Hi, and welcome back to A Better Place. Dr. Stevens, we were just discussing, your Lighthouse Foundation, and that just about everyone that's involved are doing this because they believe in the charity. No one is being paid. How do they do that?
Hey, one of the things that I learned early on is the fact of it is you do get paid. You get paid for everything you do, everything. And I would emphasize to anyone in the audience, that's good or bad. You're going to get paid for it, one way or another. It may not be in gold, but it'll be one way or another. And my payoff, and I get it. I get paid so often and so richly that I feel guilty almost. Just yesterday, I was picking up a couple people at the airport, and got into a conversation with two of the security guards there. And they said to me, they said, Jack, when are you coming back? When are you going to come back? We need come back and do some training for us. And I said, yeah, anytime you want, you can count on me. But they said, they were talking about things that we did in a workshop 20 years ago. It's not any, it was 20 years ago. And one of them said to me, you know, he said, Dave, he said, I'm still here. And he said, I don't know if I would have been here except what I got out of the workshop that you presented, and it made a difference in my life. Well, Angelique, I'm going to tell you, it makes a difference in my life. It's not something I'm giving to people, it's something I'm sharing. Davey infected my life, affected it, helped me. And whenever you cannot help another person without helping yourself.
Right,
That's the way the good Lord put this system together, and whether you like it or not, it works. Mm-hmm. And so I love it. Whenever I get a chance to share, that's what I want to do, whether it's here with you or the audience or at the airport or up at Point Blanche. And that's what we're all about.
Okay. So now tell me, you've also been a member of the Navy League. Tell us a bit about that.
I have to, oh, I'm glad you asked that, but let me add something right here. I've had so much good fortune, but it's all attributable to other people. I got to give Richard Gibson credit for the Navy League and my involvement. I had never heard of it, neither had he in 1994, but when we heard that U.S. ships were looking for a new Liberty port for aircraft carriers, Richard called me because 2 years before that, mainly through the help of my wife and her influence, we'd been able to bring in the Golden Knight parachute team for the visit, the Royal Visit in 1992. That was a big hit. And I was given credit, although I didn't deserve all the credit, I was given credit for doing that. So when the Hospitality Association Chamber heard that the U.S. Navy is looking for Liberty ports for aircraft carriers, and that means about $1 million a day when a ship comes in, $1 million into the economy. He called me and said, can you do something about it? And I said, I'll look into it. And I talked to the consulate, and the U.S., again, another person, not me, the Consul General, Bernie Wirtz, said to me, he said, well, Jack, he said, maybe you want to look into starting a Navy League group on the island. I said, what's the Navy League? And he said, it's a group that, I said, I can't help you with that. I'm retired Army. He said, it doesn't make any difference. It's all civilians. And based on what? On the prodding by Richard Gibson, the information from Bernie Wirtz, help of so many other people, I can't name them all. We started the Navy League Council in 1994, and since then, well, the rest is history. You've been here, you've read about it, you've seen it in the paper, but millions of dollars have come into the economy
Because of that.
Because of that. And you asked it, Angelique. I'll tell you right now, we'd love to have you in the Navy League. You can make a contribution, and through that, a contribution to the island.
Right.
And it won't hurt you in your work.
And how does the Navy League tie in now with your Lighthouse Foundation?
Very interesting. Let me tell you that although the Lighthouse Foundation, the name Lighthouse Foundation is relatively new, the organization's been around officially since 1974, and on the island since 1991, but under another name. Right. Here on the island, it was called the Institute for Professional Development. Same mission, nonprofit designed to help people achieve higher levels of success. That's where we were when I met you many, many years ago. And that was our goal. Mm-hmm. And we were able to help. But before that, it started in the U.S. in 1974. But it all started out with a dream of mine to be able to do something, to contribute to the community, whatever that community was. I'd never heard of St. Martin back in those days. But I wanted to do something. Someone says, well, you can't change the world. Well, I can change my little part of the world, or at least I can help it. Mm-hmm. But I can't do it, but we can. It's a group thing. And so that's been my theme all along. Asha brought me here to contribute here, to help out, to do some workshops. I started out with a workshop for the Lions on Saba, you know, whatever, in 1987. And since then, we've done literally hundreds of workshops, not only here, but since that time, I've done workshops in all over the U.S., in Europe, South America, and in China. And I've been invited back. This year, we expect to be in India, China, the Philippines, Vietnam. We've been invited to all those places. And wherever I go, I'm a St. Martiner. Right. That's what yeah, I'm born in the USA, and I thank God for that. But this is my home. This is my community. And it's great to be able to do it.
So you said that this foundation is mainly geared towards community service. And you also said that it was under a different name before you started. So how long has it been under this name?
Under the name of the Lighthouse, only about 15, 16 months.
Oh,
something.
okay.
It's very new with that. In fact, I was talking to Theo on, happened to meet him on a plane, and I said, you know, it didn't strike me at the time, but when we came up with the name Lighthouse, I said, we want something more catching than Institute for Professional Development. Right. Well, there are hundreds of institutes for professional development around the world, and the idea came to me when I saw a truck in one of the parking lots here that said Lighthouse Plumbing or Lighthouse. Right. I said, Lighthouse? That's what we want to be, a beacon of hope. Right, right. And in my early days in the church, it was the idea of the theme of the lighthouse. Let the lower lights keep burning and all of those things which you heard growing up. And I thought, what a great name. And after when we started working on that, and we went to the notary and all, I thought, wait a minute, Lighthouse, that's probably gone. Probably the Democratic Party has probably grabbed that one. Theo said, well, you got it. We don't. That's okay.
Okay, so we'll continue talking a little bit more about the Lighthouse Foundation when we get back from a break. Stay tuned, we will be right back.
It all came from one man's love for chicken and his secret recipe. Thanks to Colonel Sanders, today we can enjoy a new sandwich. The Boss from KFC, the best original Sanders sandwich ever. Now his original recipe of 11 herbs and spices is in the chicken, in the sauce, and sprinkled right on the bun. It's the best of KFC in every bite. That's why the Boss is the boss. So good.
When I say Xerox, I know what you're thinking. Transit fares, as in the 37 billion transit fares we help collect each year.
No. Oh, right. You're thinking of the 1.6 million daily customer care interactions Xerox handles, or the 900 million health insurance claims we process.
So it's no surprise to you that companies depend on today's Xerox for services that simplify how work gets done, which is pretty much what we've always stood for. With Xerox, you're ready for real business.
Hi, and welcome back to Your Better Place. Dr. Stevens, we're in our final segment of the program already. So now I want you to, let's wrap it up a little bit about the Lighthouse Foundation, as I do have some other questions for you.
Okay, wrapping it up. One of the things, we are a nonprofit, and there are so many nonprofit or not-for-profit organizations on the island and some wonderful groups out there doing things. One of the things that I want to say about our Lighthouse is that we want to work with any group that is committed to the good of the community. We're not here to make a buck. We don't need that. But our community, we want to help it grow. So we've provided support. We've changed some of our missions. We had plans to build a great facility. That may happen someday, but we postponed that because we want to give emphasis to support to what we hope will be our new National Library and Cultural Center and Museum, which is another group is working on, and our full support is behind that. We have also given money to the Philippine relief effort because that's something that's needed. We have a big Philippine community. But we want to work with anyone who loves the community, loves St. Martin, and is willing to work with it. Again, we don't pay anyone.
Right.
We don't get paid ourselves. So if someone's out there that's got a
Volunteer.
project, we are happy. I can't name all but we work with many organizations on the island. We're open to work with anyone.
Okay, good. Well, thanks for that information you gave us concerning the Lighthouse Foundation. But any other plans for you where, as far as education is concerned?
Well, I'm a student now. I'm studying right now. Yes. And I invite you to join us in that. Again, we'll be talking about it Tuesday night. One of the big things, one of the great advantages of St. Martin is we are a multicultural, multinational community. And so we right now, through our lighthouse, we're working on classes in English as a second language for many people that come from another linguistic background.
Right.
We're offering French, Spanish, and we're adding, at the request of many people, we're adding Mandarin Chinese. So we hope those courses will be, those are things we're working on. We just need people that want to participate. And I'll add something else about our courses and the work that we do. We're not for profit. So therefore, we can offer people the opportunity to study at a very low cost. Basically, it's just, like I said, we have no paid staff. So it's really just the cost of materials and that sort of thing. But the work that they're doing now, they'll be able to apply it for college degrees later with colleges either in the Netherlands, the U.S., elsewhere in the Caribbean. So we're working on transfer credits, and we're working liaison. That's part of my travels. I liaise with other institutions, and a lot of them out there that want to do work with us here on the island.
Okay. How soon do you foresee you starting with the different Toastmasters groups that you were talking about?
Toastmasters, and okay, again, like I said, I'm just kind of like the facilitator.
Right.
I help it happen. We're working with the Achievers Club, but also with the St. Martin Toastmasters group, and also with the Disciples. And we're looking for them to take the leadership role. We'll back them up. We have people that support us financially, and again, so we can help little things financially. For instance, let's say that there's somebody out there that says, I really want to get involved with Toastmasters,
Right.
but it costs a few bucks. It's very inexpensive, but if someone says, I'm really tight on money, then we help with very small scholarships.
Right.
So money is not don't ever let money be a thing, and I'll say this to the audience. If there's anyone out there that wants to further your education, get involved, don't let that be an obstacle.
Right. Okay, and so that's what you're doing, and everyone should know by now that Mrs. Stevens, Asha Stevens, is your wife, and we know that she's been very instrumental here on the island with education, having both schools under the Hillside Christian Schools. Any plans for the two of you otherwise where that is concerned as well?
Her dream is simply to offer the very, very best education she can for the children of St. Martin, whatever that involves. And it's officially, she retired, I think, 6 or 8 years ago, and she hasn't missed a day of work. And I don't see her retiring in this lifetime. I really don't. And I don't ask her to, because she's doing the work that she loves. It's her life. It's her life. And we see great results. My dream is that we will have, and it's a dream that started long before I knew there was a St. Martin, but to be involved in a great university dedicated to peace and understanding among people. I've been a soldier in my past. I've seen war. I've seen peace. Peace is better. And I'd like to see that happen right here on our island. There's no place in the world like St. Martin. No place. And we may be small, but we can be the leader in this area. We can be the world leader. Our little 17 square mile country.
Okay. Well, any final words then, because we're about to come to the end of the program. Any final words to the viewing audience?
Yes, please, 6:30 Tuesday night, come out to the Asha Stevens School in Cahill, have an information session. And give us, we'll get some information out as to phone numbers, emails. Let us know you're going to be there. There'll be refreshments, be a time to ask all sorts of questions. We're going to have some great people there that are going to provide information on these various programs. Again, I don't run the programs. I'm just the facilitator. Okay.
All right. Thanks so much, Mr. Stevens, for having been a part of A Better Place. You've brought us a wealth of information. And of course, you know, you're welcome back anytime to share what you have in store. So thanks once again. And to you, the viewing audience, I would like to thank you for having been a part of A Better Place. Stay tuned for future programs. I am your host, Angelique Remou.